Our next speaker is Rubaiat Rehman Khan. Rubaiat is an amateur astronomer, astrophotographer, and the founding president of his university astronomy club. Being fond of darkness, he loves to show his peers the starry sky and twinkling stars only by turning down the light and urging them to look up to wonder. So let's hear Rubaiat's story now.
Well, hello everyone. Good morning from my time zone, and good night or good evening to the Southern Hemisphere participants and Southern Hemisphere or the American or European participants. This is Rubaiat Rehman Khan. Thank you, Nalaini madam, for that nice introduction. My today's topic is, my headline goes there, how light pollution is not a pollution at all in Bangladesh. Sounds some kind of sarcastic, but let's start with this photo I used for my headline. This is a astrophotograph from my rooftop balcony, my open rooftop balcony. I captured this with my mobile phone, and this is a very special photo because after capturing this, I just processed it by lowering the contrast and highlight and shadow. And then I found what? Then I found mankind's next home, Alpha Centauri, Beta Centauri of Centaurus constellation, along with Scorpius constellation. So beside that, I have also captured Andromeda galaxy. If you can see my cursor here, from the right, from the one of the busiest area of the capital of Bangladesh, Dhaka. And I also have captured the winter hexagon, summer triangle. Like from in the past 2 years, I have covered every part of sky, at least northern part, as I haven't traveled to the southern part. But I insist to show these images. And these were all captured with my smartphone, only a mobile phone and a manual tripod. And if I move on to camera and DSLR and with a good end lens, my peers and my seniors have captured this kind of beautiful images from the rural areas of Bangladesh, like Rajshahi, Panchagor, and the other divisions. And these are mind-blowing. But whenever I go to capture these kind of astrophotographs, the mind-blowing astrophotographs, uninvited clouds peer into my sky. They pop into from nowhere, and I don't know any explanation. I can't even see the moon, let alone any star. And even if there is no cloud, what remains there? None other than light pollution. Light pollution just kicks me off the edge from any kind of astrophotograph or anything. Like there are more than days when I just put off my camera to explore the thing that the light pollution will not tempt me capture my intended target or my intended star. So this is Jupiter captured from ground telescope with a 6 or 8 inch refractor telescope, captured with telescope. But if there was no light pollution, what will be Jupiter alike? Jupiter will be look like this. You can see the ducks floating in the Jupiter, right? Fun apart, this is Antares, Scorpius constellation, and this is another Scorpius constellation captured from my smartphone and from Dhanmondi, Dhaka, the center of Dhaka, the center of Bangladesh. This is Orion constellation downloaded from internet a few moments ago, but this is Orion captured by my DSLR camera. You can see only a handful of stars, 10 to 15 stars, but here you can see like hundreds of stars. So what is the basic reason of this disturbance or this light pollution disturbance? It is our topic, light pollution. But let me get back to the previous photo, like this photo. You can see the light glow here from the clouds and the other cloudy areas. And whenever I manage to tell my neighbor or to my relatives or my home, my house peoples to turn off the light so that I can stargaze or I can capture the light, my God, their expressions are, I tell them, turn off their balcony light, please. Say, what? Turn off the light. For what? I want to stargaze. And listening to my response, they are like, what? And any neighbor, any old neighbor auntie like, what? You want to stargaze? I turn off my light? No, it's not going to happen. So if I now look up to the grand scale of light pollution in my part of the northern hemisphere, this is the NOAA satellite image, and from 2012, and just after 4 years later, just a change. What's the difference? I know 4 years is not a big scale, but you can see the difference in this image. And this is a grand scale image of from the same telescope and from the same satellites. Here is India and here is Bangladesh. This is a time-lapse image from the same satellite, 2012 of India. Here is Bangladesh, and to 2016. Only 4 years. See the difference. Okay, this much light pollution is only influenced to Bangladesh from India. We are influenced, you can say, by economy, by politics, and by weather, climate, everything under influence of India. But the only thing we are ahead of India is the population density. We are 3 times ahead of India in population density, right? India is 456 something, and we are like more than 1200. So this is a typical cityscape of Dhaka. You can see as many as stars and as many as the buildings right here, and as many as people living right under this roof. And this is a typical same image of nighttime of the cityscape. And this is a aerial photograph of the same cityscape. You can I am presenting these images only because of the population density, to represent the basic background of why light pollution is not even considered in Bangladesh. And this is another image from the same areas in nighttime aerial view. So it is evident that light pollution does not exist in Bangladesh. So if I can sum up what are the reasons. Reason 1, Bangladesh is a low development country. We do not have time and resource to think about space travel, to think about go to Mars or to go to Moon, or let alone light pollution. Okay, right. This is a recent census of our Bangladesh, and the total population have crossed 18 crore in this 1.47 million square kilometer, 18 crore people. So we do not have enough resource or enough time to think about what is light pollution. Light can get polluted. What? It's not possible. So we are moving to developing country from lower development countries. So we are focusing on agriculture, industry, service, GDP and GNP, but we are not focusing on any kind of light pollution or anything to betterment our health or any star watching or anything. There are some statistics you can see that we will be reaching the developing country benchmark in 2024, and we are pretty much engrossing our GNP in the recent years, but we are not focusing on light pollution. We will not in the upcoming decade. We will not in the upcoming even 2 or 3 decades. Reason 2, Bangladesh is a country of pollution. I am not demeaning my self country. I am not here to insult my own country. I am sitting here, but it is true. We cannot consider light pollution among so many other kind of pollution. You can name air, soil, water, marine, every kind of pollution we are thriving through. But light pollution is not one of them. Light pollution cannot be considered here. Pollution in Dhaka, Bangladesh is very high. Like this is our latest image from the latest census. Air pollution 84.5, drinking water pollution 63, dirty and untidy 85, noise and pollution 70, water pollution 80, tidiness or uncleanness, everything reaching beyond. But Can you see light pollution here? We do not have any parameters to calculate the light pollution here. And the life index, the quality of life index is very low here. Among the 18 crore people, I can smell that, I can sense that 7 to 8 crore people are very underdeveloped. And as a capital market, there are very few have the luxury to buy a telescope, to buy binoculars through Stargate. So only they can think about light pollution, not everyone. Our air pollution is very much connected to the light pollution, because even if there are less light, the polluted air do not let us see the horizon or even the zenith. So we cannot view any stars or any you can say second or third magnitude stars from our local areas, because of the air pollution of the air, because of the noise pollution, and because of the light pollution indeed. I have gathered almost every kind of statistics to be used for later, but these are only parameters shown by the foreign countries, by our neighboring countries. But in our countries, if I go to explain this to my neighbor, they will be like, that meme, what? These are not even necessary. We are working on light pollution since 2010. As I said, very few people here have the fanciness to consider light pollution as a pollution and to fight against it. So you can see the numbers here. You can see the numbers here from 2003 to 2013. Our light polluted areas have increased drastically, and because of the urbanization, because of the development, because of the urban attraction of people, the more and more people are going to attracted by the living to the Dhaka cities, living to the core cities, and they are getting light polluted anyway. This is the light pollution map. This is from the light pollution map website, and this is the local data. You can see Dhaka, like there is not even a single space of empty place. It is totally forecasted and totally full with light pollution. This is a map of urban centers of Bangladesh classification. As I said, people are tend to move to Rajshahi, to Khulna, to Chittagong, and to Dhaka more and more. And the urban areas are also being filled up with large population. By 2030, Bangladesh is set to hit 25 crore people. So it is beyond imagination. We can even think of emptying an area or selecting an area to fight the light pollution. There is more data and more researched map to show where the light pollution was and where the light pollution is. And if I have the light pollution rate area of 2023, I can red mark this whole area. I can red mark this whole area to show the extent of light pollution in Bangladesh, but it is not considered. It is a cluster and outlier analysis of air temperature related to the light pollution, how we are all getting affected by the light pollution, by our health, and by other kind of pollution. But still, this is not a alarming situation, or people are very off the track to consider it as a serious pollution. We all know about the human health of light pollution effects. Like Bangladesh have a very low quality of life index. So the cancers and the eye problems, the visual problems, all are happening due to the noise pollution, due to the air pollution, due to the light pollution, but only the light pollution is getting neglected here. Our daily newspapers is also covering and trying to aware people of the light pollution facts. It is changing the biological clock and other newspaper effects, but people have started, like I didn't know about light pollution in 2019. In last 3 years I have been warned, so I want to warn everyone else too. This is why I am here, and this is why I am doing this. You can see the sky glow, you can see the background sky glow. I cannot identify from where it is coming. If I go there to turn off their light, it will not optimize because it has been spreaded kilometers away. the kilometers of light pollution is happening there. I cannot see any stars or any planet arising from that position. I can only see the stars or planets or capture them when it is 15 degrees above them, 15 degrees above the horizon. And the glare, oh my goodness, the glares are sometimes so disturbing that I have to put my hand in front to cover that glares, glares of lights, to see a background star or to see another star to capture my targeted shot. This is a recent image of the lunar eclipse. You can see, and the light trespass. This is a road light, the roadside light, and this is beyond imagination. When I processed this image, I can clarify the lunar eclipse, but this light trespass is beyond my touch. When you find no solution to a problem, like as I am saying that light pollution is not a problem here, but rather than a truth to be accepted, but I am inspired by my, you can say, mentor Albert Einstein. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used to we created them. I have been warned. I am making my students, my tutors, my seniors, and my juniors warned. So I have to start here. I have to start by little. And we can know the we also know very well that the 5 principles for responsible of outdoor lighting: useful, targeted, intensity, warm light, controlled, and color. These are available on internet of what lights are need to be used and what lights you can use for a city area or urban area. This type of lights, then direct no to them. And this type of lights, put a right click put beside them. This is a photo of Dhanmondi area, and this is very polluted. You can see the light glares. I cannot even take a fancy picture of this place because this is beyond any correction or beyond any post-processing. And this is a process of the local park in my area. You can see the minimum good use of light. So yes, people are making good uses unknowingly that may be helping reducing light pollution, but they are not considering the light pollution to be. If I can make authorities or local governments to consider the light pollution, maybe things can go around. This is a very recent renovation of a city park, and you can see the light glares. They have renovated to install these lights. So I cannot convince them with anything to change these to again renovate them. This is a very basic of light uses. We need to use light shade. We need to use a smart light shade to exactly postpone the light on the exact places. This is a very famous example used by the IDA meetings. You can see, you do not see that trespassing thief right here, but if you use a hand overhead, you can see the theft overhead. So I may need to convince, or I may need to find new lines, new sentences to convince them that neighbors, you can do this to prevent your security, to prevent light pollution, and to care for your health. This is an apparent ideal scenario. This is like a part of my horizon. You can see the red lights used here, the blue lights used here, and the most of the city rooftop lights have been dimmed and lowered down for the betterment of the area. And this is the cityscape panorama, cityscape from the pandemic areas, and where you can see the mostly turned off lights, because at that time we can stargaze very fluently. This is a very recent image of the lunar eclipse past week, and this is a very basic and typical lunar escape. You can say, and you can see the city lights from the boxes of rooms, from the boxes of apartments and fields. If any of them get turned off, or any of them turned off, people will afraid of their securities. People will get afraid of the properties and other areas. So they will not think about stargaze. They will not think about anything else. So I am.
You have 5 more minutes.
Yeah. So I am done with light pollution areas, and I am empowering people. I have my juniors to work with me. So what we are and what we are going to do. We are from Islamic University of Technology, and our society's name is IUT Al-Fazari Interstellar Society. And why Al-Fazari? Al-Fazari is the first Muslim scholar who worked on the idea of astrolabe and an ancient clock to be used to time the prayer times and to sunrise and moonrise. I am the founding president of this society, and the present executive committee has been working to establish a dark sky chapter Bangladesh under observation of idea. So we are doing our outreach activities since 2020, and we have been going offline from 2021. We have been promoted by EMK Center, American Embassy, European Embassy, and other very outreaching embassies. Our outreaching activities we have completed, and we have a very insightful juniors, insightful followers by faculties of moderators. We can use them to establish a dark sky chapter and to await them to against light pollution. Like every time I took a session, or every time I took any kind of session, I tell them about to fight with light pollution, not to stop by light pollution, that there is light pollution, I will not capture. No, that's not the approach. The approach should be, there is light pollution, I will turn off the light, and I will catch, I will stargate, and I will astrophotograph my targeted star, my targeted horizon. Because of light pollution, you cannot stop yourself. We are a group of 10 to 15 15 to 25 members from university. All are undergraduate, and we are the young power, are ready to tackle the light pollution and ready to establish the international dark sky chapter of Bangladesh. The India have 3 dark sky chapters, but Bangladesh have 0, and we will be the first one to open. And we have another plan, like my previous speaker, as he have done in Thailand. We are planning to do a dark sky park in Bandarbon. You see the light pollution map. Bandarbon has 0 bottle scale and 0 light pollution. So there are like clusters of areas from kilometers away. So their lights cannot be polluted, and then lights cannot be considered as a light pollution. So under the IDEA, International Dark Sky Association, we will approach to establish a dark sky park here. You can see the main hall here.
You got 1 more minute.
Yeah. I have almost covered my part here. Thank you, Madam Narayani, Madam. So this is all about Bandarbon. Okay, as I have 1 more minute, I can share one last experience from Bandarbon. This is a Bandarbon Cosmo School for the mountaineers and other resident peoples. Standing from this place, if you can see my cursor, last October 25, I visited here. I saw the Milky Way with my bare eyes, and it was 3rd time I saw. So from that moment and other authorities, I planned to approach these areas. Their light also good. If I manage to change them, or if I manage to do any alteration or any renovation, I can do that, and I can convince them better, as they are more educated, they are more developed, to build the first dark sky park of Bangladesh. I think in the Under One Sky 2023 edition, I will try to acknowledge that. Thanks a ton for all of your time. Look up to wonder. Thank you.
Thank you, Rubaiat, for sharing the reality on the ground in Bangladesh and the challenges. And it's very sobering for others to listen to the kind of problems that are there in Bangladesh. It must be terribly frustrating as an astronomer and an astrophotographer, but it's often the astronomers who look up, they look up at the night sky night after night. And IDA itself was founded by 2 astronomers. So you're following in the footprints of people who've done very well. Solving a problem always starts with recognizing the problem which has been done, and awareness is the first place to start, which is happening. There are some, press releases and research papers coming out, and you're doing a wonderful job. You've got to remain positive, optimistic, and move forward. IDA is there to support dark sky advocacy right across the world. So you are also you can be supported by IDA. And good luck. And thank you again for sharing your experience.
Thank you, madam.